So I'm going to try this again. Hey, so I'm going to try this again, see what happens, because the last one went kaboom on me. Couldn't see the live chat. Had no idea what anything meant. I now know that's how many people are watching. Hello, 2 people there. So this is just another test because I closed a few windows. I tried something different with my connection to see if I could get this any more stable. And yeah, so that's all I'm doing is really just testing this out. And again, there's maybe to apologize if you're showing up here and you were here at the last time when I was doing this. I really honestly could never see the live chat like at all. It never showed up for me at all. So I had no idea what was happening. Which sucks because when I stopped the video, all of a sudden there was like, boom, all this stuff in the live chats. And I was like, what the hell? Seriously, YouTube, seriously. I don't know. And again, I'm still not seeing anything in live chat, so I'm assuming this must be my connection. That's all I can figure. Is that my connection is either really, really lagging and I'm not seeing it, or I'll see it very delayed, or I'm doing something wrong. It's entirely possible I'm doing something wrong. Which really blows. And I'm almost afraid to open another window because the last time I did that, that's when everything went kaboom. Yeah. Although right now it seems to be pretty stable. Let's see. I'm just doing a Google search. Let's see. Oh, look. Hey, it's still working. It hasn't gone unstable yet. Yay. Still nothing in the live chat, mind you, but live chat basics. It's turned on by default and shows up to the right of your live stream's video player. Well, you lie. You lie. Oh, well, I said it wasn't made for kids, though. That shouldn't be an issue. Oh, how satisfied are you with YouTube help today? Well, I'll tell you, YouTube. See, this makes no effing sense. All right. I'm going to try and monkey with some stuff still. Again, it might go dead while I'm doing this because, you know. Well, yeah, no, it's not made for kids. So what the hell? Okay, well, that doesn't explain anything. But hey, it looks like my signal's better because I was able to open some windows and not have everything go kablooey. Okay, I'm going to try something really bad, really crazy, and see what happens. Haha. Okay, so you want to know what something's really stupid right now? So I've got the window open that I'm streaming on, and I cannot see the live chat at all. So I've now opened up the actual video. I'm watching the video on another screen, and I can see the chat. What the hell? Stupid. Hey, everyone. I can see this now. it's so stupid, like inefficient. And it's not. I'm sure it's not supposed to be that way. Like either I've messed something up or I don't know what's going on. And whoa, what? That's kind of strange too. So, okay, you guys aren't going to see anything like if I look at it where I'm filming, it's flipped, reversed of what it is when I actually watch it on YouTube. That's so strange. It's like I'm looking in a mirror. It is. It's like it is. It's like literally you're looking at like a mirror reality reverse of your. It's weird. Okay. Anyway, it's crazy. Oh, you're watching. Holy crap! You're watching from a library in Korea. JK. Hey. Wow. Hi. Korea. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that first video can be a great blooper reel. Yeah, no kidding, right? Uh, yeah. Hopefully I can work some bugs out. This is really not a very good way to do this, that I'm in one window and not seeing things, and in another window and seeing things. And oh my God, what a pain. Um, I don't even really know what I'm gonna do with this at the end of the day. I have a few ideas. Are we streaming regularly now? Not regularly now. Maybe in the future. I mean, I have the capability of doing it now, so I thought, hey, I'm just kind of sitting around wasting some time. Maybe I should see if this works. So apparently, it kind of works, is the answer. Kind of. Oh, well, thanks, Roy. I hope it'll be awesome when I get it figured out. Gaming channel coming soon. No, 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 no. Not going gaming channel. Still doing some visual novel playthroughs here on the channel. In fact, trying something a little different with the visual novel playthroughs. Like I know CL's done some, but well, you'll see soon, actually. But no, not going pure gaming channel. Obviously, first of all, I really can't run two channels because I'm just really disorganized. And secondly, I really need to get back and do some more light novel reviews, which I do have on tap. They are coming. I'm gonna review, get a couple recorded tomorrow and get them posted. So, plus I gotta do like the new releases coming out in May. Hey, Lone Wolf Slayer, how you doing? Yeah, so stuff to do. Lots of stuff to do. Um, but I don't know what to do about these live chats. But I'm gonna figure something out, I think, because it's all right. The lighting will be better at some point. Um, right now, I'll be honest. I've got the lights behind me turned off because you can probably tell, even just from what you can see, that it's an effing mess. Hi, Eddie. Um, and yeah, it's embarrassing. I think I start doing this regularly. I'm going to probably get just like a curtain or something that goes back behind me here, so that I can cover the disaster. That one weird kid who's obsessed with Rome. What's your favorite light novel? That's a great question. I'm really not too sure right now. I've read so many right now that I don't know. I don't know. I used to really love like Danmachi and Overlord. And I'm not saying that I don't love them anymore. I still have more volumes to read. It's just I've been so focused on reading new releases to check them out that I haven't read ongoing stuff, and I want to get back to it though. So We'll see. We'll see. In any case, make it a green screen type of curtain that you can make the backdrop whatever you want it to be. True story. You know what I actually saw today? Oh, okay. Well, the down to earth kind of. Well, you know what? Yes. I don't want it to be crazy. Like, I thought maybe if I just had a ring light just to give me a little bit more illumination, so I don't look like I'm sitting in a dark room. Which, I'll be honest, I'm sitting in a dark room. But you know, yeah. Most memorable light novel. Oh, that's a good question. Most memorable light novel? What? You know, I'll be honest, and this probably will sound horrible, but this is true. Um, I really kind of just moved from light novel to light novel without dwelling heavily on it, unless I pick up a new volume and then I try to remember what the hell happened in the previous volume. um, you know, definitely ones that stick with me. Like the first volume of World End. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? That first one stuck with me quite a bit, honestly. Um, just almost like I wouldn't even say that it stuck with me in terms of how much like knowing every story thing that happened in it. It was more just the feeling of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, like that's probably one that just kind of hits me off the top of my head. Um, the also Seven Spell Blades. That one like made a huge impression on me too. I should definitely pick up the second volume of that. It's coming out really soon. What do I value in storytelling? Personally, immersion is something that you value a lot. Yeah, I get that. Wow, you're just a big string of numbers. Holy. Yeah, I can definitely see that sense of immersion. Um, I how to put that? I mean, immersion is a great way to put it, but uh, yeah, I love a story that just kind of draws me in. That I feel like I can't put it down. That I really like the characters. I care about the characters. Those are all sort of things that I really enjoy because I kind of feel like if a book brings you into it, if it draws you in and it makes you stick with it and you can't put it down and you really care about the characters and stuff, I kind of feel like that means that all the other fundamental boxes were checked, right? So like you probably had good world building, you probably had good writing skills in terms of the language usage, the imagery used, the strength of the metaphors and stuff like that. Like I think if you can find yourself drawn into the book and there isn't stuff that just kind of makes you pop out of it, like what, then it does kind of give you it checks all those boxes. um Roy, I really enjoyed Damachi's through. Yeah, well, I know Overlord sometimes can be a little boggy, but overall, I thought it was okay. Uh, oh, Executioner and her ways. Now, can I set the record straight on Executioner? Because I did my review of it, and I kind of got the impression from some of the comments that people felt like I was dumping on the book or that I was really negative about the book. And I'm really not. In terms of ideas, in terms of the characters and everything else, I thought it was really, really good. You know, the only thing was that it frustrated me just because I didn't feel like the writing was as strong as all that other stuff, which you're kind of like I was just saying, you know, like when you're immersed in a book and you've got these great characters and you've got this great story and everything else, you kind of feel like the writing must obviously be way up to par. And it just wasn't exactly what I wanted. And I mean, you know what? Lots of people are going to disagree. Lots of people are going to be like, I thought it was amazing the way it was written. And hey, that's totally cool. I just, like I said, I didn't think it was quite to the strength of, say, like a ReZero, or even like Don Machi, in terms of that just the skill of the writing. It just kind of felt like sometimes the author was throwing out a lot of information that I thought to myself, if I could just experience this more, like see characters just use it and do it, I'd like it better. That's just my thoughts. Um, the arc from volume 9 or 10 up to 14 is phenomenal. Best arc yet, in my opinion, for Damachi. Well, yeah, the one that, so 10 is where the one arc ended. I think that was what they just finished the most recent season of the anime. Um, that was a really powerful arc, because I'm on volume, I think 12. Oh, no, yeah. So, okay, so it was 11 that finished that arc. It's 12 where the new stuff starts, because I finished that arc on 11. That's kind of why I've probably not gone back to it yet, because that ending in that arc was such a big thing that it was easy to just kind of move on for a bit. What's a light novel I hate? Man, kid who's obsessed with Rome. You're just trying to pick my brain here. Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. I firmly believe that there isn't a light novel that I have read that I have hated. Uh, there are a lot of light novels that I haven't had a chance to read. There are some light novels that I thought to myself, I probably shouldn't read because I'm not into it. Um, so I think I kind of avoided ones that I might have hated just because I didn't read them at all. Yeah, but I mean, certainly there's some books that I enjoyed more than others. Like, I got to be honest, like Monster Girl Doctor, I was not big on. And it's really not that it was like horrible, um, without slagging the publisher too badly. There were a lot of grammar issues in that first volume that made it very uneasy to read at times, which I think probably partly impacted it. And also, it was just one of those titles that I was like, I really just don't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be like a serious commentary on races not getting along because of war and the leftovers of war and PTSD and all that kind of stuff? Or does it just want to be like a horny monster girl book? And it just seemed kind of weird to me, and I just couldn't get into it because of that. Again, that was just my feeling on it. But I kind of just wished it had decided, if you want to be a horny monster girl book, have at it. Totally cool. If you want to be the other one, cool too. But I don't know. I just felt like the balance was off to me. But I didn't hate it. It was just one that when I finished it, I was like, I'm never going to read another one of these. Do you still sometimes read manga, or do you mainly just try to keep up with light novel releases? Blue Shoujo. Well, I'll be honest. I haven't really read any manga in a long time. Again, yes, just because I kind of the mind that I don't have a lot of reading time. So if I'm going to read something, I should be reading light novels because that's what I focus here on the channel. But that said, I'm kind of thinking I'd like to get back to doing like reading some more manga. I do kind of miss it, and manga is pretty awesome. Actually, funny enough, watching this anime right now. Those Snow White Notes. It's the series about Setsu. He plays the oh my god, what is it? I'm gonna have to look it up because I can't even remember what the name of the Japanese instrument is, which is terrible because I was just looking at it earlier. Oh, that's really awful. Anyway. Um, anyway, I was, it's actually a really, really good series so far. But even though I can't remember what the damn instrument is called, which is terrible. Like, seriously? And why can't you even tell me? Oh, those stupid things. Oh, well. Oh, shamisen. Right, dummy. Shamisen. Or Shimizen. Yep. Yes, you're right, Eddie. So I'm really, really liking that. But I think I'll be honest, it is because it's like a personal thing for me. That kind of story about an artist who really wants to find their own voice and who's sort of chasing an ideal and everything else, and that ideal becomes sort of an obsession that prevents them from finding their voice. That is something that's really resonates with me, and has resonated with me for a very long time. I kind of went through the same thing back in my day. I actually was really big into music. I actually have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in music. I played saxophone. And I went through that, searching for my sound and everything else, and spent stupid amounts of money on mouthpieces and reeds and everything else. All this kind of idea of finding my sound, and it was all just a waste of time and money. Especially when I haven't touched the saxophone in over 20 years now, because but anyway, yeah, it's something that I kind of miss. But anyway, that kind of story resonates with me. Even still, like, even now, doing writing, that's kind of the same idea, right? You, as a writer, you're doing the same thing. You're sort of finding your style, finding what your voice is, finding your own way of telling what you want to tell and what you want to say. And you find that you chase those things a lot. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Steel Framer, hey, hello. How much money have I wasted on? Hey, Nequium, thank you so much. That's really kind of you. I appreciate that. How much money have I wasted on light novels? Well, I mean, waste is such a powerful word. I don't think I've actually, I probably would say I have not wasted any money on light novels, because the money that I've spent on light novels have allowed me to have this YouTube channel, have allowed me to have opportunities I would not have had, have been helpful in a lot of aspects. So none of it's been a waste. That would be, even if I didn't enjoy the book that much, it doesn't matter. I still would not call it a waste. That's my take on it. No, don't fight in the comments. I know you didn't mean it as an insult. I mean, sometimes we even just joke about that, right? We're like sitting there going, man, as much as I love my hobby, I mean, oh my God, I could have paid part of my mortgage off with all that money. JK, you've dropped like 3K on your manga and light novels. Yeah, I hear you. Absolutely. But yeah. So yes, Pompadour Samurai, a late night Justice stream is an unusual sight in your YouTube sidebar. Yes, you're right, it is. This is the first time I've ever done it, so it's a very weird experience for you and for me. Norwood, oh, it's a work expense. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, very, very true. Any thoughts on Devil as a part-timer getting an anime revival? Well, okay. So that is a little weird to me, honestly. I didn't really think that would ever happen. I don't get me wrong. If they adapt, well, I don't know how the hell they're going to do it, because like there's that bigger, like, what is it? Is it like 4 or 5 volumes that ends with around volume 10 or something arc? There was some great stuff in that arc, and it would be great to see some of that animated. But I mean, if they're only going to give it 12 episodes, I'm really afraid that either they're just going to cover a couple of fluff volumes and not get to any meat of the story, or they're going to rush like hell through things and will probably not make a very good adaptation. I don't know why they're doing it, honestly. The only thing I can think of is that either the publisher, because the series is over in Japan, so either the publisher's doing it because they figure that it might actually help them sell back volumes, or there's some other political thing going on. I don't know. I'm talking about The Devil as a Part-Timer right now. Somebody asked what I thought about it getting another season after like years and years of it not having a season. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how things work in Japan, although I think Frog-kun was talking on Twitter a little bit about this and about, anime seasons getting later stuff. And she was kind of talking about it, how it could be because the team hasn't, like, if they do a season, right, and you've got like your directors and your staff basically, if you don't immediately launch into another season or whatever, pretty much all that staff and everything else, they move on to other projects. And so it may take you years to get those voice actors back, to get like the staff back and everything else. So that can sometimes cause delays in new seasons. Now, that seems a little extreme to me with Devil as a Part-Timer, because it was years and years, but I got no idea. I'm honestly, most things I know, and maybe it's cynical to say it, but most things to me are driven by money. So to me, I kind of think that the publisher just has warehouses full of back issues of Devil as a Part-Timer, and they're just hoping a new anime will clear them out. Did I read Yokohama Station? Not yet. I do have it, funny enough. Like I'm going to be reading it soon enough that I've already taken off the slipcover for it, so that I can just like not wreck it while I'm reading the book. So yes, I will be reading Yokohama Station SF at some point. I just haven't gotten there yet. Like, what book had the greatest impact for you? Well, I'll be honest, Aaron. It's not a light novel. And that's, and I mean, that's nothing against light novels. It's just, it's probably like because of when I read it and everything else. There is JK, thank you so much. There is a book by an author named Paulo Coelho, and it's called The Alchemist. And it is not a very long book. I might even have it on my shelf. I'm not going to rip things apart searching for it. Paulo Coelho and The Alchemist. And I'll tell you, man, that was one of those books that I could not put down. And when I got to the end of it, it was like one of those books that it just felt like a revelation when you get to the end of it. Also, there's an author, the one author who I absolutely love is Neil Gaiman. Now, I won't say that I've equally loved every book that he's done, but The Ocean at the End of the Lane was a really beautiful book that I loved by him, and a book that he did called Neverwhere was really amazing too. In fact, that was like one of his first ones. Brazilian author, I hear about him all the time. Yes, you do. I mean, he's a big deal. And you know what's cool about Paulo Coelho is that he didn't even get into writing and publishing and stuff until I think he was in his 40s, either late 30s or 40s. Like, I mean, he was kind of, when you go by authors, he was kind of like a late bloomer kind of thing. And he just kind of, I guess, the bug bit him and he was off to the races. But he's created some good stuff. So yeah, there you go. All right. So what can I tell you? That's kind of where we're at. How long have I even been on? Oh my God, I've been on here for almost half an hour. Jeez. See, and CL will tell you this. Once you get me talking about stuff, I can go on forever and ever. Do I get backlash from other adults for liking light novels? I mean, there's so much misunderstanding about Japanese pop culture. Not so much, mainly because most adults, A, don't know what a light novel even is, and B, if I think the cover's going to catch me some flack or make people look or question me about it, I don't read it in public. So yeah, so no, I don't take much. Like the only place that I read light novels is basically on my breaks and stuff at work or here at home. And so obviously at home, everybody here watches anime and is into JRPGs and other video games and stuff like that. And so they're, that's fine. And at work, I think most people now, after all these years, they don't even look at it twice. They're just like, yeah, it's him and his anime books. But I mean, really, when it boils down to it, if you really just don't want to worry about it, you just read it on an e-reader, and then nobody can see the cover and nobody knows what you're reading. I will admit there's been a few times where I've been reading a book and I have switched the page like fast because I'm like, oh shit, if somebody sees that, I'm going to get in trouble. So yeah. Oh, yeah. If I'm interested in getting back into manga, one of the more recent ones that you've discovered is Magus of the Library. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to be opening. You know what? I'll just come back. I'll come back to look at the playback of the chat. Magus of the Library. I'm sure I have pens and stuff somewhere around here. You'd think, for given everything that I do, that pens and paper would be a very easily found commodity, but apparently not. So Magus of the Library. I'll write that down. Another, actually, one of the manga that I, funny enough, did like this massive series on the channel about years ago was Pandora Hearts. Loved that manga. Loved it. And I know the author has a new one, which I can't for the life of me remember the title of. But I know that was one that I kept saying to myself, if I should read that because I really loved Pandora Hearts. But yeah, not yet. E-readers for the win. Yeah, some days. Hardcover versus paperback. Most often paperback because it's cheaper. Although it depends on what it is though. Like again, Aaron, like if it's an author like Neil Gaiman, I always buy his stuff like hardcover because I love his stuff. Well, okay. Most of his stuff that I love and that I want to pick up, I get hardcover. Some light novels right now, I prefer physical over e-reader. So there are some light novels, obviously, that I get in hardcover, which is like Overlord and stuff like that. But I am kind of glad they don't do everything in hardcover because I really couldn't afford it. I think that's really, although paperbacks are a little easier to read, hardcover, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, as long as the book is done in a nice package and it's not too hard to, it's not uncomfortable to read, I don't really care. I just don't want them spending a ton of money on it. That's all. Yes, Mr. Pluto, Pandora Hearts was the best. I have picked up Executioner's Way of Life. I talked about that just earlier, actually. I was talking about that. I do have a review of it on the channel. See, I'll just pimp my channel. Yes, Overlord was just delayed. It was funny enough. I run EnglishLightNovels.com. If you don't know, it's a website that basically tries to have all the publication information for all the light novels that are available officially in English. And I was about to put Overlord in the weekly release because it was supposed to be releasing, and then June 1st now it's supposed to be coming out. So we'll see. Do I plan on continuing reading ReZero light novels? They recently finished translating the volumes for Arc 4, and it's really good. You know what? I would definitely like to read more ReZero. I'll tell you what, if I'm really honest, I have ReZero, Overlord, Donmachi, Torture Princess 86, and the Empty Box and Zeroth Maria and World End are ones that I have multiple volumes that I hate to say have been collecting dust because I want to read more of them. So they're all ones that I would like to get into, but yeah, not yet. Yeah. Uh, is it Magalune de Celestia? Hi. Yeah, no, not doing a live light novel review. Um, Again, that's a possibility in the future. This really, like, honestly, I mean, it's a test. That's like literally, I got this gear that allowed me to do live streaming, and I thought, well, it's late at night and I'm bored, so I'm just gonna live stream and see what happens. But so far, that's it's all right. Um, any tips for getting into writing? I think my writing ability is good, but I don't know where to start or any basic things to try. Oh, Blue Shoujo, we could be here all night. You ask me that kind of stuff. Really, the simplest thing is just start writing. I think really that most people I know that write start with one of two things. Either they start with like an idea or they start with a character, and neither one is wrong. Um, Sometimes people think like of a really cool idea, like what if there was a world like this, or what if a character was born one day and they had this a power, or whatever. Um, and then they fill characters to populate that story and they flesh out the story. Then other times they come up with this great character and they're like, well, what do I do with this person? Well, depending on who they are, what kind of world would they live in? What kind of job would they have? What kind of family might they have? And they just kind of build it out from there. Uh, like I said, neither one's a bad place to start. But when it really boils down to it, if you want to write, just write. If you want to just practice, like kind of getting into stuff, just Google like story prompts or flash fiction. And a lot of these things are built basically just that you can sit down and hammer out 500 words just based on like a prompt. Like they might give you a single sentence or they might show you a picture. Those are good places to start too. If you don't really have a firm idea in your own head about where you want to do or what you want to do, but you want to try at least doing some writing to kind of build up your chops on it, that's a great place to start. Sandman is a great comic. You're absolutely right. What are my thoughts on the 86 anime? I've not watched it yet. I know. Really, I haven't checked it out yet because I haven't read more of the books and I'm just afraid of spoilers, is really what it boils down to. I'm going to probably wait and see how many volumes that covers, and then I'm going to try and read those volumes, and then I'll watch the anime. I have heard good things about the anime, though, that at least makes me feel that it's getting a decent adaptation, which is cool. So yeah, we'll see. I'm just trying to answer. Oh yes, you did hear Empty Box and Zeroth Maria. Yeah, I've only reviewed on the channel volumes 1 and 2. I do actually have the rest of the series. I need to get into them. I gotta find a way to try and read faster. Did I catch Yen Press's recent licenses? Am I excited for any of them? I'll be really dead honest. I did. Like I said, I run EnglishLightNovels.com, so I do actually get press releases sent to me for those releases so I can post them on there. I usually get them as they're announcing them on Twitter, so it's not like I really get them early, but, I get them. I'll be honest, this time around, there wasn't anything that really excited me. A lot of it sounded like either stuff that I probably wouldn't be into or that sounded very similar to a bunch of other light novels. So, no, there wasn't anything that really made me all hyped this time around. Is this where I record videos? It certainly is. That wall right there of books is, in fact, the background that you see in every single one of my videos. I'm just kind of on a different angle. The camera is usually where you can see this. If you can, it's sort of dark, but there's a tripod there. So the camera that is filming me is usually about positioned here, and it's filming me over there. So yes, this is my office. This is where I do everything. Try writing a gay fanfic for Harry Potter like everyone. I've never gone that way, but I mean, hey, if it helps get you writing and you enjoy it, have at it. Why the hell not? Uh, Torture Princess is going. Yeah, I really do need to read more Torture Princess. It I really liked the first book, so yeah. Um, you have characters in mind. It's more so than the premise. Good advice, though. Thanks. Well, I hope it helps. Like I said, to me, I kind of find with writing, everything's brainstorming. It's all just kind of like building out, right? So everything to me when I try to write a book, and I mean I'm working on a couple right now, but everything is kind of like wherever I have a kernel, it's kind of like, okay, well, I have this scene, let's say, in my head. I'm seeing this thing. Okay, well, why is it happening? What's going to happen afterwards? Okay, who's the person involved in that scene? How'd they get there? Where are they going to go after this? Why is this important to them? You know what I mean? And like the more that you kind of build out and upwards from it all, that's, I think, where you find that story, right? But yeah, it could be like even just taking a look at the characters and sort of saying like, okay, who's my main character and how do these other people figure into their life and how are they going to meet them and what kind of world would they live in, and okay, if I know what kind of world they'd live in, what happens in this world. All those things are just brainstorming, I think. And just the other thing I'd say about writing is never throw out an idea. Just jot it down somewhere, keep them all in a file, whatever you do. You'd be amazed how sometimes the best ideas you'll realize they're not good ideas until 2 years after you wrote them down. Yes, Pompadour Samurai, you're right. Technical aspect, one of the main things is just finishing. Yes, that's actually funny enough, talking about Neil Gaiman, that is one of his main writing and pieces of writing advice that he constantly gives is finish something. Because yeah, like the experience of moving from a beginning to an ending, it teaches you a hell of a lot. It really does. Bye, Bidoda. Roy, are you saying bye to him or are you leaving too? If you're leaving, Roy, bye. uh, oh, JK, gotta get back to work. Yep, see you later, JK. Any chance of getting Sam on the podcast to speak about the Kadokawa buyout? Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. You know what? I'll tell you what. Based on what I have seen in the J Novel Club Discord and what I saw in the facts that J Novel Club themselves posted, I don't really think Sam would tell us anything on the podcast that he probably hasn't said already, which is basically like we did it so that we'd have more clout and we'd have more money and so we could get more licenses and do more stuff. And other than that, as far as I know, nothing is changing until it does. And that's kind of like I think where it is. So yeah, that's kind of that's it. um Lone Wolf Slayer, you're right. Not enough mecha. Not enough mecha. I would love to see some badass robot stuff. I'm all about that. You know what? Honestly, I just want to see more variety. Like we're starting to see a little bit. Um, the publishers obviously have started with shojo, which I mean is pretty good. Like I think that's a good way to go. You still have very similar stories, like you still have a lot of isekai fantasy, that kind of stuff, but they do have some elements that will appeal to broader audiences. So I see why they're going shojo first. But I mean there are definitely, we're getting titles that are a little bit different. The detective is already dead. Is kind of more of a mystery, I guess. But I mean, it's at least set in the modern world. It isn't like an isekai or fantasy title. There's a really great mystery title called The Dark Maidens that Kodansha Books, used to be Vertical, put out. I would really love to see more like mystery, suspense, even horror, mecha. Like basically, I would love to see more genres. Just get stuff, spread out. Yeah. Is there any piece of prose that really stuck out to you in a good or bad way? Uh, Not specifically, Aaron. Although I will tell you that uh, as much as I talked about some other books, there's a book called The Night Circus. Um, can't remember the author off the top of my head. She's only written like that, and I think one other book. That, funny enough, I think CL just finished listening to the Sea of Stars or something. She just finished listening to the audiobook. Anyway, The Night Circus to me was a beautiful book in terms of the imagery and the prose. I wouldn't say there's been one line. I'm not one of those people where, I'll be honest, I'm not one of those people where a line in a book will stick in my head forever. And that might partly be just because I'm always just moving on to the next one to review and everything else. But in terms of like a book that I thought the words used, the imagery used, and everything else was just stunning, The Night Circus was a really, really, yeah. Will this be uploaded anywhere? When? Yeah, like I guess it'll be on the YouTube channel. That's I guess, yeah. What's with the villainous stuff? What do you mean, what's with the villainous stuff? We love villainesses. Those mean, fantastic, great villainesses. I'm all for that. They're great. Have I read Mobu Sekai? No, I have not yet. I don't know whether I'm going to read that one or not. I'll be honest. I was initially really, really leery about checking out because I just thought it sounded bad. But I've been told that it's not what I thought it was. So I might check it out at some point, but I just haven't. Debbie, hey, Justus, first time stopping in. I want to let you know that I love your work. Thanks for. Hey, you know what? Thanks so much, Debbie. I really appreciate it. Thanks for dropping by, and thanks for the kind content. I appreciate that. Atome Isekai's Lone Wolf. Yeah, some of them. I mean, admittedly, it's starting to get maybe to the point where it's just on the same level with a lot of other isekais. Like we're getting a lot of them, but I will say that probably some of my favorite isekais have been more otome based. Yeah. If I could get a translator, would I publish my stuff on Naro? No, I don't think I would, honestly. Mainly because Naro is so competitive. In fact, there's lots of been discussion. I mean, I'm not the only person who's thinking this, and so I won't take credit for it being my idea or anything. But a lot of people have talked about like that's why we have such clickbaity titles, is because it's people trying to get attention on Noro. And I don't think so. I don't think I would do that. Mainly too, just because of the piracy issue. Like, what if somebody pirated it and I probably wouldn't know because it's in Japanese. So yeah, no. If I was gonna do anything, like with my book being translated, I would probably just release it for sale. But even that, like the amount of money it would cost to do it, I don't think I'd ever make that money back. So I don't think I would do it. So, I mean, those are just my thoughts. I mean, hey, if people can do it and make a go of it, booyah. But it's just not something I could manage. And also, like, I couldn't even properly respond to people who left comments. Like, just to manage that web presence and stuff there, I don't think I could do it. It would cost me way too much. It would just be a big money sink, and that would be the end of it. So, yeah. I'd love for someone to take a Lovecraft-inspired take on light novel. Oh, my God. Yes, CL would be right there with you. If we could have, like... I mean, here's the thing. Like, Lovecraft had amazing ideas. I don't think Lovecraft was a technically amazing writer. Um, and I mean, that's just not even getting into his problematic personality. But anyway, it does, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, Lovecraftian ideas, or like, you know, that kind of like really elder gods, that horror, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool to see somebody tackle that. That would be really cool. Um, have I heard any news or indication of a sequel or continuation for the Konosuba series? No. Konosuba, I mean, there was that movie. I'm guessing it did okay, but I haven't heard anything about the series continuing. Though it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I wonder if, well, I don't know, with Combatants out right now, maybe if Combatants does well, they'll start looking at doing more. I'm not too sure. Who knows? Are there many otome that are on the same tier as Bakarina? Um, like Bakarina, I mean, is probably one of the better funny ones. Um, I like there was one that I really, really liked the first volume, and there's only a second volume, and it's been on hiatus for like a long time in Japan, which means it's probably canceled. But Deathbound Duke's Daughter was a really good one, but it was a really good one more like it was a little more serious. Like it wasn't the goofy comedy of Bacarina, but it was really well written, and it had some really good stuff in it. I really liked it a lot. So that would be, but like I said, the biggest problem is though there's only two volumes, and it doesn't look like it's continuing, which is a bummer, a real bummer. So yeah. Gary, hey Gary, just tuned in. Not sure if it's been asked yet. Any particular light novels that you want to catch up, keep up with, but find it difficult to find the time? Haha, Gary, actually, yes, that has been mentioned, but I'll run it down really quickly. The Empty Box and Zeroth Maria, I have multiple volumes. 86, Torture Princess, World End, Overlord, and Danmachi. Those are all series that I have multiple volumes. ReZero's another one. I have a couple volumes, and I'd love to get caught up on all of them. There must be a Lovecraft inspired out in the wall. I'm sure there is, Eddie. Honestly, like I am sure that if you Googled Lovecraft light novel, that probably you'd find something. I wouldn't surprise me, but probably nothing that we have in English or that's likely to get put out in English, unfortunately. So yeah. Oh well. Let's be honest, they'd loot the Lovecraftian monster. You're right. You're right. You're right. I mean, there's a lot of tentacles in Lovecraft. We'll just leave it at that. Oh. Are there any light novels that I want to see licensed? I'll be honest, Steel Framer. I haven't really looked into the Japanese light novel side of things in a long time because I've been so focused on the English stuff. So right now, like I said, I'm much more just about genre. I'm like, give me more mysteries. Give me more like paranormal, like ghost story type light novels. Like that would be I'd be all over that. So yeah. Yeah. Lude Cthulhu, yep. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping like Donwachi, yeah, he does definitely get better. I really do. I I kind of think my priority right now would be more 86 and Torture Princess and Danmachi. Those would probably be my priority right now. Um, oh, Maho Shoujo LNs. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, we really don't have a lot, but I like, I'm not too sure how many there are. Again, I'm not as familiar. I think, if I remember, Nishio Ishin actually just finished, I think, a Maho Shoujo light novel series, if I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure I heard that. But I'm just not going to, do mad internet searches because the last time that I did this test, it crashed on me. So yeah. Da, da, da. Cthulhu is just a Sundari who can't communicate. So true. Just so misunderstood. Poor Cthulhu. Where is my Bloodborne Dark Souls isekai? Oh, isekai? No, just give us light novels like Bloodborne or Dark Souls. They don't have to be isekai. That's yeah, that's fine. Oh, I remember that one. That yes, about a guy that was sort. Yeah, Sister Johnson done. Yeah, I did remember hearing about that. But yeah, did I get a chance to watch Jobless Reincarnation anime? No, I did not. No, I didn't. I don't really have any excuses. I just didn't get a chance to watch it. That's all. So I'll be honest. Like I really do not get a chance to watch much of anything nowadays. Do I think they'll carry on releasing the Monogatari series or just leave it at the end of the third season of books? I don't know. That's hard to say. I know that when I last spoke to somebody at Vertical slash Kodansha Books, they seemed pretty firm in the idea that they were going to leave Monogatari alone and focus primarily on Pretty Boy Detective Club. Maybe when Pretty Boy Detective Club like gets over in Japan, there's what 11 volumes. I seem to think for some reason there's 11 volumes, but I could be wrong. Again, I'm just pulling numbers out of the top of my head, but maybe when they're finished Pretty Boy Detective Club, they might. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how much demand they see and whether they think it's worth their time. I have no idea. Yeah. Any tips for a bookcase that's getting too full? Buy another bookcase. Come on. Like, that's a no-brainer. No, I'm just kidding. Probably the easiest thing to do is if you stack your books, like instead of spining them like you see on my shelf there, stacking them, like see this pile of books down on the third shelf here, like stacked like from back up. So you because usually shelves are higher that way, so you can usually fit a lot more going this way than if you spine them out this way, if that makes any sense. That's all I can really. That's about all you can do. So yeah, if it is not isekai, there is not cash, my brother. Well, uh, I mean, yeah, Sam has said that the cash money's brought in by the isekai. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, doesn't mean that I want it to be an isekai. Grim dark light novels seem like a hard thing to pull off. Would just be a novel after. Well, I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, like, here's the thing: like, the whole definition of light novel. What is a light novel? What isn't a light novel? Seems to be getting so fast and loose anyway that I think basically if they just wrote a grim dark light novel series, but it was an ongoing series and the artwork was all like manga artwork, they'd just call it a light novel anyway. Like that's just my bookcase is going to cry out. Sorry, Philip. I mean, but I hear you. Yeah, yeah, or yeah, exactly. Like yeah, MWPSBCID. I spine them. Then when I run out of space, I put new ones on top of the spined ones. Yeah, I've done that too. I kind of admittedly I'm maybe a little OCD-ish about that. I kind of like to either have them stacked or spined on the shelf. I kind of get a little freaky if I'm like spined and then stacked on top of the yeah, that's me. That's just me. All right. Yes. Mog kitten. Yeah, I knew you meant dub. It's all good. Holy crap, it's quarter after 12. I've been talking for almost an hour. Holy jumping. All right. Well, I'm gonna cut it there because I should really go to bed, try and get some sleep because I gotta get stuff done. Ever thought about turning into a VTuber channel? Hey, we have a VTuber, CL. She's already playing games and stuff like that, but you know, it's all good. It's all good. All right, so everyone hanging out in the with me for the last little while, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I had fun. I'll probably just do something like this, but I'll also have like something else more official at some point. Like I'll actually do something where I you know, have a reason to be here other than just a chat. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. And I'll have some more videos up for you very shortly. Take care. Where's my end stream?